Dragons, majestic, fearsome, and awe-inspiring. These mythical creatures have captivated human imagination for millennia. Their presence is felt in the oldest of stories, etched into the annals of history. From ancient myths to modern cinema, dragons continue to fascinate and intrigue us. They have become symbols of power, mystery, and the unknown. They are creatures of immense power, often depicted as serpentine or reptilian, with the ability to fly and breathe fire. Their scales glisten like armor, and their eyes burn with an ancient wisdom. But where did these legends originate? What ancient truths or fears gave birth to such formidable beings in our collective consciousness? What inspired the creation of these fantastical beings? Was it the discovery of dinosaur bones, mistaken for dragon remains? Or perhaps the tales of large, fearsome reptiles encountered by early explorers? The origins of dragons are shrouded in mystery, their stories woven into the fabric of human history. They appear in the myths of nearly every culture, each with its own unique twist on the dragon's form and nature. Across cultures, dragons have taken on different forms and meanings, reflecting the beliefs and values of the societies that created them. In the West, they are often seen as malevolent creatures to be slain by heroes. In the East, they are revered as wise and benevolent beings, bringers of rain and prosperity. Join me as we embark on a journey to uncover the origins of these magnificent creatures. We will delve into ancient texts, explore archaeological sites, and listen to the stories passed down through generations. The word dragon itself derives from the ancient Greek word drakontes, meaning serpent or dragon. This etymology is fascinating because it reveals how deeply intertwined the concepts of dragons and serpents have been throughout history. The Greeks were not alone in this association. Many ancient cultures saw dragons as extensions or magnifications of the serpents they encountered in their daily lives. This etymology hints at the early association of dragons with serpentine creatures. The serpentine form, with its sinuous body and often menacing presence, has long been a symbol of both fear and reverence. In many cultures, serpents were seen as guardians of sacred places, protectors of treasures, or even as embodiments of the earth's primal forces. Indeed, some of the earliest depictions of dragons come from ancient Mesopotamia, where they were often depicted as monstrous serpents associated with chaos and destruction. These early representations were not just artistic expressions but also carried deep symbolic meanings. They reflected the Mesopotamians' understanding of the world around them, where natural disasters and unexplained phenomena were often attributed to these fearsome creatures. One such example is Tiamat, the primordial goddess of chaos in Babylonian mythology. Tiamat's story is a rich tapestry of myth and legend, where she embodies the untamed and destructive forces of nature. Her battle with the gods is not just a tale of conflict, but also a metaphor for the struggle between order and chaos, a theme that resonates across many cultures and epochs. Tiamat was a fearsome creature, often depicted as a multi-headed dragon who battled the gods for supremacy. Her many heads symbolize the multifaceted nature of chaos, capable of striking from multiple directions and overwhelming even the most prepared adversaries. The imagery of Tiamat in battle has inspired countless stories and artworks, each adding layers to her mythos. Similarly, in ancient Egypt, the serpent Apep was a personification of chaos, locked in an eternal struggle with the sun god, Ra. Apep's nightly battles with Ra were more than just myth. They were a way for the Egyptians to explain the daily cycle of night and day, light and darkness. Apep's defeat each morning symbolized the triumph of order and light over the forces of chaos and darkness. These early depictions suggest that dragons may have originated from a primal fear of snakes and other reptiles. This fear is deeply rooted in the human psyche, as snakes have always been both fascinating and terrifying. Their ability to move silently, strike quickly, and sometimes deliver deadly venom made them natural candidates for the role of the dragon in myth and legend. Their immense size, powerful bodies, and venomous potential made them formidable creatures in the eyes of early humans. Over time, these attributes were magnified and mythologized, transforming the humble serpent into the awe-inspiring dragon. These legendary creatures became symbols of power, mystery, and the unknown, captivating the human imagination for millennia. From the deserts of Mesopotamia to the temples of Egypt, the dragon's legacy continues to inspire and intrigue us, reminding us of our ancient fears and the stories we created to make sense of the world around us. In Western mythology, dragons typically take on a more menacing form. They are often portrayed as winged, fire-breathing behemoths, their scales shimmering like burnished metal. These dragons are often associated with greed and destruction, guarding vast hordes of treasure with their fiery breath. Think of Smaug, the terrifying dragon from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, or the fearsome Hungarian horntail from the Harry Potter series. These dragons embody the classic Western archetype, powerful, dangerous, and ultimately, adversaries to be overcome by heroes. The rise of Christianity in Europe further cemented the dragon's negative image, associating it with the devil and the forces of evil. Dragons became symbols of temptation and sin, their defeat representing the triumph of good over evil. In stark contrast to their Western counterparts, Eastern dragons are typically viewed as benevolent creatures. In Chinese mythology, dragons are revered as divine beings associated with good fortune, prosperity, and the life-giving forces of water. These dragons, often depicted as serpentine creatures with 4 legs and long flowing whiskers, are believed to control the weather, bringing rain for crops and ensuring bountiful harvests. Japanese dragons, known as Ryu or Tatsu, share similar benevolent characteristics. They are often depicted as guardians of sacred places such as temples and shrines, and are believed to possess wisdom and spiritual power. Dragons also feature prominently in the mythology of the Middle East. These mythical creatures have been a part of the region's folklore for millennia, captivating the imaginations of countless generations. As mentioned earlier, the ancient Mesopotamians believed in Tiamat, the primordial dragon goddess of chaos. Tiamat was often depicted as a fearsome sea serpent, embodying the untamed and destructive forces of nature. Her story is one of the earliest dragon myths, illustrating the deep-rooted significance of dragons in human culture. However, not all dragons in Middle Eastern mythology were viewed as malevolent. Some were seen as protectors or symbols of fertility and renewal. These benevolent dragons were often depicted in art and literature, showcasing their dual nature as both destroyers and creators. In Persian mythology, dragons known as Ajidahaka were often depicted as monstrous serpents. These fearsome creatures were believed to possess immense power and were frequently portrayed as adversaries to heroes and gods. The Ajidahaka were not just symbols of chaos but also represented the challenges and trials that one must overcome in life. But they could also represent powerful forces of nature. In many stories, dragons were intertwined with natural elements such as storms, rivers, and mountains, symbolizing the awe-inspiring and sometimes terrifying aspects of the natural world. Some Persian dragons were even associated with royalty and divine power. These majestic creatures were often depicted alongside kings and deities, symbolizing their divine right to rule and their connection to the gods. The presence of dragons in royal iconography underscored their importance in Persian culture and their role as protectors of the realm. Islamic art and literature also feature dragons, often as guardians of treasures or as symbols of strength and power. These dragons were not just mythical creatures but also represented moral and spiritual lessons, teaching the values of bravery, wisdom, and perseverance, often as guardians of treasures or as symbols of strength and power. In many tales, dragons were depicted as the ultimate test for heroes, guarding hidden treasures or sacred knowledge that could only be obtained through courage and determination. They appear in epic poems like the Shahnameh, where they play crucial roles in the adventures of legendary heroes. The Shahnameh, one of the greatest works of Persian literature, is filled with tales of dragons and their interactions with humans, highlighting their enduring presence in the cultural imagination, showcasing the enduring presence of dragons in Middle Eastern culture. From ancient Mesopotamia to the rich tapestry of Persian legends, dragons have remained a powerful symbol, embodying the mysteries and wonders of the world. Their stories continue to inspire and captivate, reminding us of the timeless allure of these mythical creatures. Dragons hold a significant place in South Asian mythology as well. In Hindu mythology, the Naga, often depicted as serpentine or dragon-like creatures, are associated with water, fertility, and wisdom. They are both revered and feared, believed to possess both benevolent and destructive powers. Another significant dragon in Hindu mythology is Vritra, a monstrous serpent who hoarded the world's waters until slain by the god Indra. Dragons also appear in Buddhist mythology, often as protectors of the Dharma or Buddhist teachings. They are depicted as powerful guardians, their roars echoing the teachings of the Buddha. Throughout history, real animals have often inspired the mythical dragons we know today. For instance, the discovery of dinosaur fossils could have sparked the imaginations of ancient people, leading them to create stories of gigantic reptilian creatures. Additionally, large reptiles like crocodiles and Komodo dragons may have contributed to the legends. These real-world creatures, with their fearsome appearances and behaviors, provided a tangible basis for the mythical dragons that populate our stories and legends. Dragons have been a staple in literature for centuries, captivating readers with their majestic and terrifying presence. From the ancient epics of Beowulf to the modern fantasies of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth, dragons have played pivotal roles in storytelling. In more recent times, dragons have soared onto the screens, enchanting audiences in films and television series. The visual effects advancements have brought these mythical beasts to life in ways that were once unimaginable, making them more real and awe-inspiring than ever before. Dragons, with their enduring presence across cultures and epics, symbolize a deep and universal human fascination. They embody the duality of nature, creation and destruction, wisdom and ferocity, protection and threat. This timeless significance reflects our own struggles and aspirations, making dragons an integral part of our cultural heritage. Whether revered as gods or feared as monsters, dragons continue to inspire awe and wonder, reminding us of the boundless realms of human imagination. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. See you next time.